Welcome back as we're about to bring you the action from round 4 of the Blitz at the Tata Steel Chess Tournament.
Yeah, we've had a lot of action so far, and we have a clear leader at the moment, Tania, in Hikaru.
We do, and he's been on it since round 1. He's never let go of that lead, actually. No prizes for guessing. It's Hikaru Nakamura.
Exactly. Hikaru out in front, as we can see, on 2.5 points. Praggnanandhaa Mamedyarov and Hari Krishna all on 2, hot on his heels. Karyakin and so on 50%, and Vishy, Vidit and Ganguly on a disappointing 1 point. And Praggnanandhaa, the phenom, the 13-year-old Indian Grandmaster, has managed to get off the mark with a half a point. So that's going to be interesting to see. Here are the pairings, Tania.
Lots of interesting matchups coming up. Now we've got Surya up against Vishy. Surya, who's been a second to Vishy a number of times for a lot of years, playing against his idol, like he told us earlier in the tournament.
And of course, he beat him in the rapid, remember?
He beat him in the rapid, and that was a big, big win for Surya. Vishy, who actually hasn't scored at all since this tournament started. Is he going to do it now? We've got Vidit up against Sergey. Praggnanandhaa up against Mamedyarov. Now that's going to be a tough one for Praggnanandhaa. Let's see what he gets on. And Hikaru, a tournament leader, playing against his teammate from the United States, Wesley. So Hari Krishna up against Levon. Lots of exciting matchups. I think we're going to keep an eye on the Hikaru-Wesley match for the most of it. And if something drastic happens on the other boards, we'll jump to that straight away. And there we see the tournament leader playing against, well, not very informed Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley's just been
he's been struggling here.
Yeah, just very mediocre, nothing too special. Hari Krishna is showing some signs of form, but you know, this is a big moment for Hari Krishna actually. White against Levon can really pull himself up through the standings. And there's Praggnanandhaa looking a bit coy, looking a bit shy there against Mamedyarov, kind of curled up. Vidit playing white against Karyakin, who suffered a very bad loss in the previous round against Surya. So Sergey's looking to get back into business.
And here's the Indian matchup.
I think Vishy really needs to win this game.
He really needs to win in general. I mean, like, we will
But
look
he
up
needs
some
to
stats,
go for it.
And he actually hasn't won a game on Indian soil since 2002, which was the World Cup.
Oh my goodness.
He's played 24 games since then, including the World Championship in 2013 and the 12 rounds here that have happened. So Vishy really looking to win a game.
Yeah, I really would, you know, we're not supposed to be biased over here and in the commentary booth. I would really love to see Vishy win this game. He needs to win to just get some confidence back as well. Even the greatest sometimes can suffer from a lack of confidence. Hikaru playing against Wesley. They've played a gazillion times, obviously, both being American. Hikaru with the white pieces, though, again, it looks like he's had a lot of whites so far. I don't know about you, but he's almost had white every game, it seems like. And
so he's had 3 out of 4 whites. He started with 2 whites because he had the #1 draw before he started based on their rapid rankings.
Yep. So
we see teammates and rivals right there. A big one for Hikaru. He knows he's on a roll and he's playing against, well, a subpar performing Wesley. And there we go. Knight f3. He's been really employing this opening with knight f3, 3b3 this entire event actually.
And he's going actually slightly different. Knight f3. We have c5 from Wesley and now b3. So slightly different. Knight f6 and e3 anyway, it seems. So keeping this, they've played and g6 by Hikaru. Bishop b2, bishop g7. And I guess Hikaru will just play, is he going to play d4? Is he going to play bishop b2? What is he going to do? Thinking, he's looked at this in some detail. He's played hundreds of games in this line. He's gone for c4. Very interesting. Castles by Wesley. So, and bishop e2. Now Wesley's got to decide, is he going to break with d5? At some point, is he going to play knight c6 first, the most logical move? Is he going to play b6? Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Gone for b6?
b6 as well. b6, castles, bishop b7, and d4. Exactly. cd4.
Takes with the knight.
And knight takes d4. Very, very interesting. Okay. Ooh, we've got a position I know very well here in the game between Hari Krishna and Levon. This is a 8d4 in the Spanish, avoiding any marshals. Knight takes d4, knight takes d4, e takes d4, e5, and knight e8 and c3. A pawn sacrifice, very well known. d6, knight d5 has been played many times. And after bishop b7, this is a bit more rare. Bishop f4. White is a pawn down, Tanya, but he's got play against this very poor knight.
That e5 pawn is very powerful because it's really, really cramping black's position, and that is where the compensation is.
Yeah, and sometimes the bishop can swing round to c2. And I'm getting word that...
That's an aggressive choice of opening by Hari.
Yeah.
Sacrificing the pawn and playing for compensation and initiating.
I love it. Look at this, queen g4, let's go. And we're getting word that one of our co-producers, Mr. Peter Dohus, is also a big fan of this opening, plays it a lot. And this is a perfect opening for Blitz, isn't it, Tanya? Bring your queen out, pretend that you're threatening things. Actually, this is actually a serious
The rook can come into
threat.
play with rook e3, rook d1. You've got
And
so many weaknesses.
d5.
Looking to break open.
But that looks a bit...
But the thing is, Lawrence, if you allow rook
shaky.
ad1, your position really, you're really just suffering for the rest of the game. So he had to do something.
But hold on a second. Well, this looks very shaky to me. Like, let's say I take it.
You have to take.
I'm not sure you have to take, but let's say we take it.
So you want to go rook ad1 next, right?
Yeah, against everything, I'm going to go
So
here.
bishop d6, queen c7.
Yeah. And now... So if I go here now...
Ooh, I see your idea of taking my knight on e8 and... But now can I go bishop... If I go bishop e5, you also have rook d7.
Yes. This looks extremely dangerous. Hari Krishna must be loving life to get this position. Look at this.
All right, so bishop c8, is that an option?
So you want to go here, here.
I just have to fight against the mate. You have such a direct threat.
Bishop c8. Yeah, you can play that. And if I go queen g5.
I'll have to play bishop e6 now.
Oof.
But no, I can't play bishop e6
Oof.
because you just take everything.
Looks almost...
What's my move?
Looks losing. Knight d5 is coming. Looks toast.
It looks so bad for black.
Toast.
So what does he have in mind after ed6? Let's go back.
Hold on. Vidit has already drawn against Karyakin.
That was a quick draw.
That was a perpetual
With the king
check.
on e3.
Yeah, that looks like all theory to me. Very, very unfortunate that ended so quickly. But this one looks like the exciting game to me. I don't know about you. And
No, this is full of...
Harry's actually just trying to win this position here.
Of course he is. He sacrificed the pawn. He's playing for checkmate. Of course he's trying to play for a
he
win.
played bishop takes
Bishop
d5.
d5.
Wow. Bishop d5, rook a
Rook d1.
And the point is, if knight c7, worst case scenario, you can always take.
But bishop h6 is another option.
You can put the bishop on h6.
You could play that before even.
And you can do this.
And now just queen e4.
Yeah,
Or queen f3.
Wow, wow, wow.
This looks bad.
This
Let's
looks
go back.
very, very strong. And he's going to play bishop h6 here. Well, actually, what happened? Levon has sacrificed... wait.
He's gone queen c8 after rook
Yeah.
d1 because of all these ideas that we were mentioning. And now just take on d5 with the knight.
And bishop d8, I guess. Yep, and bishop d8 is on the board. And Levon just about hanging on here. Looks like it's okay.
Now this is a very typical way of playing. When you're in trouble, you're an extra pawn. What you do is often you sacrifice that pawn back. You've given that pawn back, but you know you get a bit of breathing space, and that's what Levon's done here.
And h3 by Harry, keeping things tight.
e6 was interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I am curious whether e takes d6 was winning there, Tanya. Perhaps we can have a look at that.
Let's quickly go back.
No, after the game.
After the game's over.
Yeah. And all right, let's carry on with some. Let's go back to some other games, perhaps. Let's go to the Praggnanandhaa game. That is absolute carnage. Look at this position.
That is chaos.
Tania
That is
Sachdev.
absolute chaos. What is going on here? What is D3, F3, H3? I mean, how did he even have so many moves to get here?
I've never seen a position like this ever. Okay.
Insane.
G takes F3. Knight F. What is going on? Knight FG4. Queens are hanging. Pieces are hanging. I think we should just watch these guys for a moment. See if anything becomes. And Knight F. What is going on? Wow. Queen takes G5. Queen takes G5. Knight F3. Check.
King F2.
King F1. Knight takes G5. The dust is settled
Takes
for the
on
moment.
D3.
And this looks horrific for Praggnanandhaa. Rook takes D3. But this, I mean, look at the black bishops.
He does have an extra pawn though.
But this is just not for much longer. Bishop takes G4. This is just horrific for the young.
Take on and the problem is if you take on D6, then you've got bishop E5, so you can't even do that.
Knight D2.
Wants to come to C4.
And what's Shaq going to do here? Is he going to just... I feel like he wants to get this guy into the game and move like... Is he going to castle long? Could do. Bishop E5 is a move. Lots of moves here, but it looks...
It looks really good for black despite being a pawn less.
Yeah, it's...
Bishop E5, Knight C4.
Yeah,
He's gone Bishop E5.
Very standard move here. Yeah, I guess Praggnanandhaa will go Knight C4.
But Knight C4, you have to be also careful with Knight F3. He's gone Rook H6, defending the D6 pawn. And Knight F3 is in the air. It's because this H2 pawn is extremely weak. And that H3 pawn, you don't want it any further.
Absolutely.
This is a tough game for Praggnanandhaa.
Yeah, this looks very bad for him. Let's go back to the Nakamura game very quickly because things have become clearer. And this is a fantastic position for Hikaru, in my opinion. What?
I don't think it's that bad.
Rook D7, Rook C7. I'm just a bit worried that I'm going to be able to attack your pawns. And what's your knight doing on H4, Tania? It can't.
It's going to come back into play with like Knight F5. But I mean, I have to be careful that I have enough time. So Rook C7, he has to take on C7.
Yeah, he really does. Rook C7, Knight C7, maybe, just maybe.
Knight F5?
Time. Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, after Knight B5, I've got A5. So you will take a little bit of time to attack my D6 pawn and B6 pawn, and I can get my knight back. I think black is fine here.
Yeah, agreed. I think he is. I think that will end in a draw, actually. And, okay. Let's go back to the Hari Krishna game. This was such a big game for the tournament as well. And actually... We've had a draw in... Well, that's the Vidit Karyakin game. And I think in the Hikaru game as well, they're going to shake hands very, very soon.
I like Hari's position here. I mean, if you look at it, it almost looks... It's equal pawns, but it's almost like an extra pawn because black has these double pawns on the queen side. You have the bishop versus knight. I think white has a significant advantage in this ending.
No question about it. No question about it. This is wonderful for
white. I hate that knight on c7, which is stuck forever defending the a6 pawn. And I can play really slowly with white. The only thing I need to be careful about is your rook coming into play on the 7th rank.
Absolutely. A5.
Hari's going to push this.
Yeah, no, Hari is absolutely going to push this.
We have a result. And it's a draw.
No,
it's not.
It's a win for Vishy.
It's a win for Vishy, finally.
Finally, Vishy Anand wins a game on Indian soil. Been so long. He's a million pieces up. He's 2 pieces up, and he's going to collect this A pawn. A piece is a piece, and Surya has got no reason to fight on here. So finally, Vishy gets off the mark with a win.
A much needed win.
Oh, how he needed that. Okay, let's go back to this Hari Krishna game against Levon. Rook A8 on the board, and Levon, he's so tricky, you know.
G4.
G4.
So Levon wants to go A4. He takes on G4 first.
Does he want to go A4 though? Because
A4, bishop C5.
Yeah, then he weakens this. I'm not sure he wants to go A4. I feel like he wants to do something with his kingside pawns first. I'm not quite sure what though.
A4 on the board. No, he wants to create a weakness on B3. If you go bishop C5, I take and I attack your B3 pawn.
That is true. F4.
If he doesn't trade pawns on this position, he will be in a lot of trouble very soon.
White
so takes on B3. White just wants to go F5, E6, E7.
Rook A3. And now I expect Hari to very calmly play Rook D3 here.
He's gone Rook D3 and the king comes forward and f5, it's still very tricky for black.
Well,
Bishop c5 is a threat.
Yeah, I hate black's position here. As I say, bishop c5 is coming. If the knight has to go passive, sometimes you can put the bishop on d6.
Ooh, that's gonna be a dreadful knight on a6.
This looks like total disaster for me, in my opinion. For Levon, looks very, very unpleasant indeed. Very, very unpleasant.
Should we quickly go to the Hikaru Wesley game?
Let's go to the Hikaru game because they're still playing. I thought things might be over by now. Knight c4 on the board.
They'll be over soon.
I don't know.
Oh, this can be tricky for black now because black's pawns.
Precisely. This is what I was saying, Tania, that you know your king is that much closer. The king gets to c4 immediately.
He's really pushed the pawns maybe far too ahead than he should have. Those pawns on a7, b6 were just fine.
Yeah, and I told you this is not as easy as it looks. King c4. I'm very concerned.
Definitely not easy now.
Wesley's position here. Very, very concerned. He has to go like king d7 or king d6.
King d6?
King d6.
Why is he thinking?
Well, white is going to, after king d6, white's going to go check.
He's gone king d7 to avoid the check.
Exactly.
But anyways, knight comes to b7. I mean, that was going to happen.
Precisely.
With the idea of knight c5 and knight d3.
Or knight a6.
White just wants to win the b4 pawn.
I told you, this is not an easy position at all. This is really tricky. And actually, I expect Hikaru to win this now. I think, practically speaking, as soon as you win this pawn, so the
knight c3, black trying to create counterplay against the king side pawns.
And he can't because the knight on d3 defends the base.
He's going to defend everything.
Yep, exactly. This looks horrific. This looks horrific.
Let's just stay here, Lawrence, because...
Okay. We'll stay on the board. We'll just get that board on the bottom left for you blown up.
That knight on d3 defends everything, and...
Yeah, so we've just got the live board. We'll just not make any arrows.
Has he taken knight b4? Because king b4, probably king d5, and it gets tricky because your black's king gets active.
You're going to take a pawn with check, of course. Why not? You're just going to come back with the knight. You've got a free extra
Just an extra pawn, and this should be lost.
Should
and
be.
Look at that knight on d1. It's not coming out anytime soon either.
No, and actually you can probably win it.
Take king b4, king b3, king c2.
Exactly. Take on g5, go king b3. And how do you protect that pawn?
Hikaru's on a roll.
Hikaru is on a roll. Looks like he's just seeing if Wesley's got any resources here, but to me it looks completely over.
And he obviously has enough time to calculate it through because he's on a minute and a half.
Takes.
We have a result. We have...
And Harry wins.
Harry beats Levon Aronian.
Absolutely. Brilliant win for Hari Krishna. Great win for him. And in this position,
and there it is. The knight's gone. We have a result. Hikaru unstoppable.
Yeah, just playing extremely well. I just love his style in these Blitz games. You know, he's played absolutely perfectly. We've got one game left, but I love how he's just never been in trouble, right? It's
really interesting. I mean, and he's so strong in these formats, and it's maybe, you know, he said a very interesting and an unexpected thing in that interview where he was actually rooting for Magnus Carlsen and not his countrymate Caruana, because he said that Blitz and Rapid is such an important format to play. And you can see why it means so much to him, because he's so good at it.
Yeah, well, he's always been a fantastic player. Well, this is incredible stuff here. Let's see, in this position, Praggnanandhaa trying to hold on here. He's a pawn down in an ending against Shakir. He's giving it his all, though. And is he going to hold on here? King c7. Bishop comes back to a8, king b6. He wants to bring the king round to the queen side. King f2, king b6. King comes. And bishop back to e6 by Shakriar. Bishop c6. Knight into c4 now. How is white going to defend his a pawn? And
this looks over.
Well, it looks like once the king gets in there,
and it has gotten in.
The
king's just going in, and knight d3 is what he wants to do.
But
now the pawn just goes through. He just started advancing the pawn,
and off he goes with the pawn. But is it that easy? That's my question. Is it actually so easy? Knight d3, king to b1, and he's holding on by a thread. Praggnanandhaa, is he going to hold on?
It's c2, knight b3 is in the air. This looks really, really tough. I mean, white has to sacrifice this piece at some point for the pawn. What he's trying to do is just to get an entire queen on the board. Bishop c4, a really nice move by Shak. So now he has to trade, and knight b2 is a huge threat on the board.
a5, he's taken it off. And knight takes e5, okay.
Knight comes back, and now he's going to go back and come knight b2. He's not going to give the c3 pawn for this knight. And we've got handshakes on the board. Shahryar Mamedyarov beats Praggnanandhaa.
Yeah, what a round. We have had 4 decisive results this round.
Things get crazy as Blitz progresses.
Yeah, it's great. We see a lot of blood on the board and some big wins. A really important win for Vishy Anand, finally getting a win under his belt. Hopefully that will propel him to win some more. Great win for Hari Krishna against Levon Aronian. Fantastic victory. Nakamura, a very stylish win against Wesley So. Always was better, and that's what I like. Hikaru, he's always playing for 2 results in this tournament. He's never really been in any trouble, and Mamedyarov overpowering Praggnanandhaa. And we are going to put those results
on very soon for you, but I think this win for Vishy was so important because when Vishy gets into form, he has been formerly one of the strongest players in the world in shorter time controls. But what he's been really missing is consistency and just having that confidence. I think this win, hopefully we'll have him back in action.
Yeah, absolutely. And big win also, I mean, Nakamura, huge win beating Wesley. As well for Hari Krishna, I see Nakamura and Hari Krishna really fighting it out. Levon still trying to find his feet. Let's have a look at the end of some of these games, of some of the...
Let's see how Hari did with Levon.
Yeah.
So we're just going to back up a bit. Because this ending, it's not that easy really. You know, you've got an extra pawn, but Hari just showed massive technique here. Just grinding down that knight on c7. Trading off black's only active piece on the board. Levon fighting for some play on the queen side with a4, but it's just not enough because these pawns on the king side just roll down the board.
Yeah.
Calmly coming down to defend. And what is this knight doing?
Yeah. And this is the point. These pawns are also great at creating a kind of mating net. It suffocates the black king.
And now the last piece on the board, the king comes into play as well.
Rook d7.
And for all practical purposes, black is just playing down a piece because that knight on c7 is really not helping him.
Check.
And like you said,
beautiful.
The king can get into a lot of trouble. And that knight has nowhere to go.
And as soon as the knight moves, bishop f6 comes and rook h8 with mate. So, for example, if knight a8...
I'm surprised he didn't do that the move before.
Well, he can go knight a8, but I don't think it matters. Because,
I meant before rook c8.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think it makes... I don't think it makes a big difference.
It didn't make much of a difference.
No. And a very smooth victory there by Hari Krishna. And it was really the opening as well. We were saying it was a very good opening there. And here are the pairings and the results for the next game, as we said.
For this one that just got over. So we saw Surya losing to Vishy. Vishy scoring his first win after a really long time, not just in this event, but going back to 2002 was the last time he actually won a game in India. Vidit drew with Sergei Karyakin. Praggnanandhaa goes down to Shahryar Mamedyarov. Hikaru, just honestly such a beast. He's so dangerous, looking unstoppable. I mean, what, should we all just go back home already? Hikaru Nakamura winning against Wesley, and Pentala, a really nice technical win against Levon Aronian.
Yep, and here are the standings. Hikaru out in front on 3.5 points and crushing the field, really. We've got a big tie for second. We've got Mamedyarov on 3, as we have with Hari Krishna. That's actually a mistake in the standings there. Levon is on 2 out of 4. We'll get that fixed for you guys. It's actually Mamedyarov and Hari Krishna only on 3. Levon, Aronian, Sergei Karyakin, Vishy Anand, all on 2 out of 4.
Oh.
And also Wesley So is not on 3 points. He is only on 1.5. We'll get that.
We're gonna get that.
We'll get that fixed for you guys. Perhaps we'll We'll go to a break actually, and after the break we'll come back, do the standings.
We've got 5 more games to go, so 5 more rounds of craziness. So
Yep.
come back and join us really quick.